It's happening! Yes, for the third year running, I'm putting together the Golden Bullet Awards, celebrating James Bond fans all over the world. And if you want to find out more about it and be a part of it, then stay tuned. Hi guys, it's me, and you may or may not know this about me, but I'm a big fan of James Bond. Such a big fan, in fact, that a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, in fact, I started something called the Golden Bullet Awards. And this is just a bit of fun. It's like a little award ceremony for James Bond fans and James Bond brands who have made cool content about James Bond in the previous year. And my first year in 2022 and my second year in 2023, I ran it from like December to the end of the year, and that was all a bit compressed. So I decided I was going to follow what the Oscars did this year and start it in the new year and give some like time and breadth for this to be a really cool thing. And yeah, it's nothing official. I have no affiliation with Eon or MGM or Amazon or the Ian Fleming publications or anything like that. I'm just a James Bond fan. And the reason I started doing the Golden Bullet Awards is I was just amazed at how many really, really cool people put together really, really cool content about James Bond. People have whole YouTube channels dedicated to it. They write blog posts, they write articles, they have podcasts, they make documentaries, they write books. It's amazing. And so I really just wanted to celebrate all of the people who love James Bond and create James Bond content and also showcase them. So there are James Bond fans all over the world. And a lot of us wind up in these little bubbles. Like I'm very much in kind of a North American bubble of James Bond fans, which is awesome. But there are James Bond fans from Europe and Australia and all over the world. There are some in the Shetland Islands. There's From Shetland with Love. And it's like, that's amazing. So, yeah, I thought I would create this little this awards competition, and it's not really a popularity contest, but it's more just an opportunity for James Bond fans to be introduced to creators from other parts of the world that they might not have experienced before. We're just trying to make the James Bond community bigger and better. And so, yeah, it's very, very simple. I spend about a month running a nominations process, and that's what's going on right now. So if you create James Bond content yourself, because you can absolutely nominate yourself, or you are a fan of somebody who creates James Bond content, and whether that's on YouTube or has a podcast or writes books about it or writes articles about it or has an Instagram account, anything, wherever they are with James Bond, yeah, you can nominate them. And it's very, very easy. There's a form. It'll be down in the description. Just click on that, nominate your favorites. And after the nomination process is over, what I'll do is I'll sit down and I'll find the 4 most popular nominations from each of the categories. And then we'll have a month-long period where James Bond fans can vote on them. And at the very end, I hope to have a live event, just like we did last year, where we read out the winners and have a little party and a get-together. And it's just a lot of fun. So don't take it too seriously. I'm really trying to make it bigger and better this year. It was really, really fun last year. I was making out 3D printing these Golden Bullet Awards, and some people who won a Golden Bullet Awards have actually received them. Some people haven't. I really am working to make sure that everybody from 2023 gets their Golden Bullet Awards. And in 2024, I want everyone to get a physical award if they actually win, which I think is a lot of fun. I want to have a get-together somewhere in like the Northeast where we can actually have like a live stream where we read the awards out. It's going to be great. And yeah, the reason I made this video is just to make you aware of it if you aren't aware of it. So please do go and nominate all your favorite James Bond fans, and also just answer a couple of questions about it. So the first question that I get is, okay, how does this all work? And I think I already explained it. We got a month-long nominations process where you can go and fill in a Google form and just nominate your favorite creators. And there are a bunch of different categories, from like your favorite YouTube channel, your favorite YouTube video, your favorite podcast, your favorite podcast episode, your favorite writer, your favorite article, your favorite James Bond brand tie-in. And then we have other ones which aren't necessarily directly related to James Bond. So, you know, your favorite movie of the year. And if we had James Bond movies, maybe we could talk about those, but we haven't had James Bond movies for quite a while. But last year it was Mission Impossible 1. We have your favorite streaming or TV shows. Which one last year? It was, 007 Road to a Million. We have categories for your favorite books. And previously we had like Bond fan community book of the year and Bond. The problem with that is if there was a Bond book that was released, that would always win. And so this year we kind of split it up. There's like your Bond related fiction book, your Bond related non-fiction book, and there's just your favorite book and your favorite non-fiction book, because the Bond community tends to be made up of people who read books, which is really cool, which is why I like being a part of it. So yeah, click on the link, go and check it out, nominate your favorite creators. If you are a creator and if you're proud of the work you have done in 2024, maybe it's a single video, whether it's a bunch of videos, whether it's podcasts, whatever it is, feel free to nominate yourself, because you deserve to. You know, as somebody who has been reasonably successful in a creative field, I know that part of it is this absolutely tenacious audacity to just say, hey, I created something, I'm proud of it, throw it out, let people see it. And so, yeah, just nominate people. We've got 20. We've got like over 1,000 things nominated so far, which is really, really cool. The second part is, so nominations are going to end on April 4th, which is my late brother's birthday. And then we're going to have a month where we actually have voting. So I'm going to go through all of the nominations, and for each of the categories, I'm going to pick the four things that were nominated the most. And I was really worried about this when I first started doing the Golden Bullet Awards, because I was like, oh God, was this going to be difficult to pick four top nominees out of all the people who are nominated. And actually, just the sheer scale of people who nominate stuff, it ends up being quite easy to identify the four most popular entries in each category. And I just basically just do it by popularity contest, so it's really important to nominate your favorite creators if you want them to be successful. And yeah, then for a month we'll showcase all of the four nominees, and people can vote on their favorites, and then we'll have an award ceremony at the end of it. And this year there have just been so many people nominated, and part of the goal, of course, is to make sure that James Bond fans from all over the world get the opportunity to see creators they might not be familiar with. So as well as obviously narrowing things down to the top four nominees, I'm going to try and create a web page where you can just go and you can see every single James Bond creator who was nominated, and you can go and explore and see for yourselves and learn more about them, and hopefully expand the James Bond community, which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it in terms of how it works. The other question that I've got is like, how do you come up with these categories? And I basically just made them up. There are a couple of changes this year, specifically in the book section. And Mark Edlitz, who is a wonderful, wonderful writer who's written some fantastic books about James Bond, he suggested, maybe we shouldn't have your favorite book of the year and your favorite fiction book of the year and your favorite non-fiction book of the year, because if there are books about James Bond, it kind of gets a bit complicated there. It's like last year On His Majesty's Secret Service won because it was the James Bond book. And, it would be nice to actually, have a category focused on James Bond books, which is great, especially in the non-fiction. That's actually kind of quite a hotly contested category. And also have a category for non-Bond related books. And so if there's a book you particularly like, then, that's a category that is going to showcase stuff that isn't necessarily, but doesn't exclude, James Bond. I was asked about whether I was going to have a fan fiction category this year. And that's something I was really, really interested in doing, because, I'm a fan fiction, as far as I'm concerned, is quite is something worth taking seriously. But I'm aware that the Golden Bullets has reached a certain size at this point where I really, really want to respect the fact that James Bond is an intellectual property. It is owned by Ian Fleming Publications and by Amazon and MGM. So I don't want to tread on their toes. I want to respect the fact that James Bond is their intellectual property. And so, we can celebrate fans of James Bond who make YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff celebrating James Bond. But when it came to fan fiction, that gets into kind of like dicey legal territory in terms of intellectual property. So I just thought, you know what, out of respect for Ian Fleming Publications, out of respect for Amazon and MGM, I'm not going to have that category, which is kind of a pity. And I do celebrate and applaud all the people who write great James Bond fan fiction, but unfortunately that's not something that we're going to have in the Golden Bullets. And the final thing that I was going to mention is, well, yeah, I'm kind of making this up as we go along, but I really want to have a nice event in the northeastern United States to actually celebrate the Golden Bullets and have a live stream where we get to announce the winners and stuff. And I really would love to put together an ability to make sure everyone has a physical award in their hands, not just for this year, but also the ones who missed out last year, because I feel really bad about that. But I'm just a single guy. I don't have a budget for this or anything like that. I'm just making it up as we go along. So yeah, I will figure out how you can support me with that. But at the moment, what you can do to support the Golden Bullet Awards is simply nominate your favorite creators. So go to the link down below, click on it, nominate your favorite creators, celebrate the work they have done in glorifying James Bond. If you're a creator, nominate yourself, and hopefully we are going to have a bigger, better, bolder, more James Bondy Golden Bullets this year than ever before, and it's just going to keep getting better and bigger, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So, thanks very much for supporting me in this crazy endeavor. I really appreciate it, and I will keep you updated as things progress. Ciao.